Have you ever felt trapped by the search for purpose? It's as if society demands that you have it all figured out. A clear goal, a mission, a reason to wake up every day. But what if I told you that this very search for purpose is the trap itself? What if the relentless pursuit of meaning, imposed by societal standards, is robbing you of your personal power? Friedrich Nietzsche, the revolutionary philosopher, saw this truth clearly. He didn't believe in a singular, predefined purpose for life. Instead, he proposed that true personal power comes not from seeking purpose, but from creating it, from breaking free of the conformity that binds us and forging a path that is uniquely ours. You've been told your whole life that you need a reason to exist, a purpose to give your life meaning. But how many times have you chased after something only to realize it was someone else's idea of purpose, not your own? You find yourself stuck in the cycle of pleasing others, meeting their expectations or fulfilling their dreams, all while ignoring your own inner calling. Nietzsche recognized this trap for what it is, a system that teaches us to live for others rather than for ourselves. The world tells you that your purpose is waiting to be discovered, that once you find it, everything will make sense. But what if finding your purpose isn't the key to unlocking your power? What if the power lies in rejecting the need for purpose altogether? This is the paradox Nietzsche understood. The more you strive to find a singular, externally imposed purpose, the more you fall into the trap of conformity. Society loves purpose because it makes people predictable, controllable. When you subscribe to the idea that you must live with purpose as defined by the collective, you lose your individuality. You lose your capacity to define life on your terms, to shape your destiny without the constraints of someone else's vision for you. Nietzsche's philosophy challenges this entire narrative. He asks you to reject the conventional search for purpose and to instead embrace the freedom that comes with creating your own values, your own meaning, and your own power. But how do you break free from this trap? How do you stop conforming to societal expectations and begin building personal power? It starts with rejecting the notion that your life must have a singular, overarching purpose. Nietzsche didn't see life as a preordained journey. Instead, he believed in the idea of the Übermensch, the overman, a person who creates their own values, their own path, and lives beyond the conventional expectations of society. To become the Übermensch is to break free from the trap of purpose and embrace the idea that life is about continuous self-overcoming, not fulfilling some predefined destiny. Think about it. When was the last time you truly asked yourself what you want, without considering what others expect or what society says you should do? In the pursuit of purpose, many of us have forgotten how to listen to our own desires, our own instincts. We've been conditioned to think that purpose comes from external validation, from fitting into a mold or adhering to societal standards. But Nietzsche challenges us to think differently. He says that true power lies in creating your own meaning. The trap of purpose is not that purpose is bad, it's that it's often handed to you by forces outside your control. And that's where your personal power lies dormant, waiting to be awakened. Nietzsche's idea of overcoming conformity is not a simple one. It requires radical self-awareness, a willingness to challenge everything you've been taught, and the courage to define life on your own terms. It means rejecting the idea that purpose is something to be found in the outside world. Instead, purpose is something that you create from within, not as a destination to be reached, but as a process of constant self-overcoming, where each step forward is a reaffirmation of your personal power. To embrace Nietzsche's philosophy is to take control of your own narrative, to stop living for others, and to begin the work of becoming who you truly are. When you stop searching for purpose as defined by others, you begin to realize that your life becomes a canvas. The pressure to fit into a particular mold fades away, and you are free to paint your own story, to create meaning from the inside out. The trap of purpose is that it confines you, while personal power comes from breaking free of those constraints. By rejecting the need for a predefined purpose, you open up the space for authenticity, for personal growth, and for living with the full force of your own will. But here's the truth. This process is not easy. Nietzsche didn't promise a smooth path. It's a challenge to break free from the conditioning that society has placed on us, to cast aside the expectations of others and live with radical independence. But this is where the real power lies, in the courage to be yourself, to live according to your own values, and to constantly evolve. It's not about finding purpose, it's about creating it every single day. So I ask you, are you ready to break free from the trap of purpose? Are you ready to reject conformity and begin building personal power on your own terms? The only way to truly live a life of meaning is to stop searching for meaning in external sources and start creating it within yourself. The journey to personal power begins with the choice to reject the conventional, to embrace the freedom of self-creation, and to take control of your own destiny. Are you ready to embrace this challenge? The time to stop conforming is now. You take the leap into true personal power. When you start to question the very foundation of your existence, when you begin to feel the pressure of society's demands for you to find purpose, it feels like a weight on your chest. It's as if you're stuck in a game that you didn't choose to play, one where the rules are constantly changing, where you're expected to fit into roles you didn't create. You're told to find purpose, to align with a higher calling, and to shape your life around this concept of meaning. But in the pursuit of this purpose, you begin to realize that something is off. The deeper you dig, the more you begin to feel like the more you chase after it, the further it slips away. This is the trap Nietzsche warned about, the trap of conforming to a societal definition of purpose that wasn't meant for you. You've been led to believe that purpose is something that must be discovered, like a treasure buried deep within you or the world around you. But what if purpose isn't something to be found at all? What if the search for purpose is nothing more than a distraction from the one thing that truly matters, your own personal power? Nietzsche understood that when we rely on external definitions of purpose, when we let society, culture, or other people tell us what our life should mean, we lose ourselves. We are no longer living authentically. We are merely following scripts handed to us by others. The problem with seeking purpose outside of yourself is that it puts your power in the hands of someone else. It gives away your ability to choose your path, to shape your destiny. When you stop looking for an external purpose, when you begin to reject the idea that your life should be aligned with some societal script, that's when you begin to tap into something much more powerful: personal autonomy. This autonomy doesn't come from aligning with the ideas of purpose that others dictate. It comes from recognizing that you don't need to follow a predefined path. You don't need a single, neatly packaged purpose to feel that your life has meaning. Meaning isn't something to be found. It's something you create in every moment of your existence. Nietzsche's call to embrace personal power and reject conformity isn't a message of rebellion for the sake of rebellion. It's a call for you to recognize that the true strength comes from creating your own values. Instead of being told what your purpose should be, you begin the process of defining your own. Instead of searching for something outside of yourself, you turn inward, cultivating an internal sense of direction that is uniquely yours. This journey is not easy. It requires self-awareness, self-reflection, and the courage to say no to what others expect of you. But in this very act of rejection, you begin to embrace your own authenticity, your own power, and your own meaning. The most powerful people throughout history didn't wait for life to give them meaning. They created it. They rejected the conventional search for purpose and instead built their lives on their own terms. And so, the more you learn to reject society's standards of purpose, the more you become empowered to shape your own destiny. It's only by refusing to conform to the roles others assign to you that you can step into your own power. To live authentically, to live in alignment with your true self means freeing yourself from the constraints of social expectations. What if you stopped measuring your worth by how well you fit into the mold that society has given you? What if instead of constantly searching for a purpose that you're supposed to have, you simply lived and created purpose in your own way, in every decision you make? In each moment of choosing yourself, your thoughts, your actions, your path, you begin to strip away the unnecessary layers of societal conditioning. This is the path to personal empowerment. There's something liberating about realizing that you don't need to search for purpose anymore. It's not about finding the right job, the right relationship, the right answer. It's about living fully, in a way that feels true to you. It's about rejecting the idea that there's a specific mold you must fit and instead, embracing the freedom that comes with crafting your own identity. This is where your power lies. Not in fitting in, but in standing out. Not in following someone else's script, but in writing your own. Nietzsche didn't just reject conventional purpose, he encouraged us to rewrite the entire narrative of our lives, to embrace the unknown, to embrace the chaos, and in that space of uncertainty, to find our strength. This is the beauty of Nietzsche's philosophy. It frees you from the trap of purpose, the trap of conformity, and gives you the tools to start living life on your own terms. You have the power to create meaning where others see emptiness. You have the power to turn the chaos of existence into your own personal masterpiece. All you need to do is reject the need for purpose, as defined by society, and begin creating your own. Now consider this. Are you ready to break free from the trap of purpose and start creating your own life, on your own terms? Are you ready to take back the power that's been handed over to societal expectations and make it your own? To build a life that is not dictated by the goals and purposes of others, but one that reflects your unique desires, passions, and truths? The journey to personal power begins with a single decision: to stop seeking purpose and start creating it. The time is now. Stop conforming. Embrace your personal power. Create your purpose. It's all in your hands. Will you take the leap? As you start to embrace this freedom, something extraordinary begins to unfold. You realize that in letting go of the pressure to find a singular external purpose, you have liberated yourself to experience life in its fullest, rawest form. The need for external validation fades, and you begin to tap into something much more profound, an intrinsic sense of purpose that is uniquely yours. You don't need to conform to society's ideals of success or fulfillment. You no longer have to seek approval or fit into a box that others have constructed for you. You are free to define your own path, to create your own values, and to build a life that resonates with your deepest desires and aspirations. This shift in perspective is incredibly empowering. Instead of chasing a purpose that feels distant and unattainable, you begin to live with intention in every moment. Each decision becomes an opportunity to align with your true self, to express your uniqueness, and to live authentically. Nietzsche's philosophy isn't about rejecting all forms of meaning. It's about rejecting meaning that is imposed from the outside. It's about choosing to create your own sense of meaning, to build your life based on what matters most to you. This is where your personal power lies, not in the answers but in your ability to live fully, to engage with life on your terms, and to create meaning in every experience you encounter. When you reject the trap of purpose and embrace the freedom to create your own, you start to realize that life isn't about reaching a final destination or completing a checklist of accomplishments. Life is about the process of becoming, of evolving, and of continuously reshaping yourself. It's in the ongoing act of creation, in the daily choices you make, that your life gains true depth and richness. Every moment is an opportunity to reinvent yourself, to redefine your values, and to carve out a path that is completely your own. But this process isn't always easy. It requires constant self-reflection, courage, and a willingness to confront the discomfort that comes with breaking free from societal expectations. It means stepping outside the box and embracing uncertainty. It means rejecting the notion that there is only one way to live or one way to be. But with every step, you build more confidence in yourself and in your ability to shape your own destiny. The more you let go of the need to conform, the more your personal power expands. You begin to trust yourself more deeply, knowing that, no matter what, you have the ability to create the life you want. Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch, the overman, or the one who transcends societal limitations, is not a figure that is bound by any one path. The Übermensch is a person who continuously creates their own path, who embraces their inner power, and lives without fear of judgment or conformity. This is the life you are capable of living. The moment you let go of the need for external purpose, you are already on the path to becoming your own version of the Übermensch, someone who creates their own values, who lives authentically, and who builds strength, not from fitting in, but from standing out. Now the question remains, are you ready to stop seeking purpose and start creating it? Are you prepared to free yourself from the constraints of societal expectations and embrace the power to shape your life on your own terms? The journey begins with a single decision: to reject conformity and take full ownership of your life. The trap of purpose is not a permanent cage unless you let it be. The key to your personal power lies in your willingness to embrace uncertainty, to live authentically, and to forge your own path. The time to create your own purpose is now. Let go of what you think you should be, and start embracing who you truly are. Will you take the first step toward reclaiming your power? Will you reject the trap of purpose and begin living a life that is completely yours? The journey is yours to define. Take control. Embrace the freedom to create your own life. As you continue to embrace this newfound freedom, the power within you becomes undeniable. You no longer feel constrained by the limits imposed by others, and you realize that the very act of rejecting external purpose has given you access to a deeper well of strength. You are no longer at the mercy of society's expectations or definitions of success. Instead, you are in the driver's seat of your own life, steering toward a destination of your own choosing. The more you step into this power, the more you see that purpose is not something you find. It's something you create, something that is sculpted from the raw material of your own desires, instincts, and ambitions. This is the true power of living authentically. It is a power that comes from within, from a deep understanding that you are not bound by anyone else's version of what you should be. You are free to redefine yourself, free to create your own path, free to live life with the kind of confidence that comes only from knowing that every choice you make is yours, and yours alone. There's no need to seek approval or validation from external sources when you realize that your strength lies in your own self-definition. And as you continue down this path, the more you will see how powerful this shift in perspective can be. When you stop chasing purpose, you stop being controlled by it. You stop feeling like a slave to some grand plan or goal, and you start living in the moment with an awareness of your own potential in every step. This is not a life of aimlessness, but one of empowerment, where you live with intent and direction, not because the world demands it, but because you have chosen it for yourself. Your actions are not dictated by a prescribed purpose, but by your own inner compass. And in this, you find your true personal power. This isn't just about rejecting the expectations of others. It's about embracing your own power to shape your life. The more you create your own purpose, the more you create a life that is aligned with your true self. This is where real fulfillment comes from. The journey is no longer about finding the right purpose, but about creating a life of meaning that is uniquely yours. Each choice, each moment of self-reflection brings you closer to a life where you are the one who defines your success, your values, and your future. So, I ask you now, are you ready to take full ownership of your life? Are you ready to stop searching for a purpose that doesn't belong to you and start building your own? The time has come to step away from the trap of societal expectations and into a life where you create your own meaning. This is your opportunity to live authentically, to embrace your personal power, and to choose your own path. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect answer, or the perfect purpose. The time is now to take control and begin living life on your own terms. Will you take that step? Will you reject conformity and start living with the strength that comes from creating your own purpose? The journey begins today, and it starts with you. Take the leap. The world is waiting for you to step into your power. The moment you take that step, the moment you choose to reject the trap of externally imposed purpose, your world begins to shift. It's as if you're waking up from a deep sleep, where for so long, you've been living according to someone else's script, following a path that was never truly yours. But now, as you step into your own life, the freedom you experience is unlike anything you've felt before. You're not bound by someone else's expectations, not confined to a life dictated by external measures of success. You have broken free, and in this space of freedom, something profound happens. You realize that you are the creator of your own purpose. This process isn't easy. It's uncomfortable at first, isn't it? The uncertainty of no longer having a fixed purpose can feel like stepping into an abyss. But here's the beautiful truth. It's only by stepping into the unknown that you begin to experience true growth. It's in this space of creative freedom that your real power emerges. Instead of being guided by a rigid, externally imposed narrative, you become the author of your own story. You begin to create meaning in your life from the inside out. Not because it's prescribed to you, but because it resonates with the core of who you are. The more you choose this freedom, the more you'll notice that the world becomes your canvas. No longer are you shackled to a prescribed definition of success or happiness. You get to define those things for yourself. And in doing so, you unlock an immense well of personal power. This power doesn't come from following someone else's path. It comes from the courage to create your own, no matter how unconventional or uncertain that path might seem. The world will try to pull you back into the trap of purpose, telling you that you need a reason to exist, a mission to fulfill, but you will know better. You will understand that the beauty of life lies in the freedom to make your own meaning, to choose your own destiny. So, I ask you, are you ready to take the next step? Are you ready to leave behind the confines of externally defined purpose and embrace the freedom of creating your own? The trap of purpose is an illusion, and the key to breaking free is to stop searching for someone else's answers. Your answers are within you, waiting to be discovered. The time to stop conforming is now. The time to step into your own power is now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the world to tell you what your purpose should be. Take ownership of your life. Take control. Create your purpose. And in doing so, build the life you've always dreamed of. The journey to true personal power starts with rejecting conformity. The question is, will you take that first step into the unknown? Will you choose to create your own purpose and redefine success on your terms? The choice is yours. The time is now. As you embrace the idea of creating your own purpose, something incredible begins to happen within you. You realize that life isn't a set of rules to follow. It's an open canvas, ready for you to paint it with your own brushstrokes. Every decision you make, every action you take, becomes an expression of who you are, not who the world wants you to be. You stop looking for external validation, for that golden ticket of purpose handed to you by others, and instead, you start trusting your own internal compass. This is where the real magic of personal power begins. The more you allow yourself to create meaning, to embrace the uncertainty and freedom of defining your own life, the stronger you become. Every challenge you face, every moment of doubt, becomes an opportunity for growth. You're no longer caught in the trap of comparison, no longer waiting for a sign from the outside world that you're on the right path. You're creating your own path step by step, and with every step you build the mental toughness that will carry you through the toughest of times. What was once a trap, the search for an external purpose, is now the key to your liberation. You realize that the struggle to conform to societal ideals was what was holding you back. Now, with every choice you make, you are carving out your own destiny. You begin to live authentically, boldly, and unapologetically because you no longer need to fit into someone else's idea of success. You are free to define success on your terms, to live with the knowledge that the only purpose that matters is the one you create for yourself. But this process is ongoing. It's not something you reach and then stop. The journey of creating your own purpose, of stepping out of conformity, is a continuous evolution. As you grow, so does your understanding of what matters to you, what gives you strength and what brings you joy. It's a dynamic process of constant reinvention. And with each reinvention, you become stronger, more resilient, more empowered. The more you embrace this journey, the more you realize that the power to shape your life was always within you. Now the question is, will you continue to follow the path that has been laid out for you, or will you begin to step into the power of creating your own? Will you keep searching for purpose in a world that demands conformity, or will you embrace the freedom that comes with rejecting those external definitions? The time to take control is now. It's time to define your own success, to step into your power, and to create a life that is truly yours. The choice is yours. The world is waiting for you to take the leap into your own personal freedom. Will you answer the call? As you begin to carve your own path, something extraordinary happens. The very act of stepping away from the confines of societal purpose brings forth a new sense of confidence. You begin to trust that, without the weight of external expectations, you have everything within you to create a life that aligns with who you truly are. It's no longer about fitting in, achieving someone else's definition of success, or reaching a predetermined goal. It's about fully expressing yourself, about letting your unique voice, desires, and values shape the world around you. This is where your true power lies, in your ability to create your own meaning, to design a life that is a reflection of your most authentic self. With each choice you make, you begin to break free from the chains of conformity. The fear that once held you back starts to fade, and you realize that you no longer need the validation of others to feel worthy. The more you trust yourself, the more you build resilience. You learn that success doesn't come from adhering to a set of external standards. It comes from trusting your own inner compass, from acting in accordance with your values, and from living your truth every single day. The more you live authentically, the more you experience life on your own terms, and the deeper you tap into your personal power. This process of breaking free from the trap of purpose isn't always easy. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to face the unknown. But in this discomfort, you find growth. In rejecting conformity, you discover the strength to overcome the challenges that arise and the freedom to live without limits. It is through this continuous process of self-creation that you build the unshakable foundation of mental strength. You learn to rise from every setback, to turn each moment of uncertainty into an opportunity for growth, and to create the life you desire. And so, the question you must ask yourself is, are you ready to fully embrace this power? Are you ready to break free from the trap of purpose and start living on your own terms? The time to stop conforming to the expectations of others is now. The time to step into your power and build a life that is authentically yours is now. You have the ability to create your own path, to shape your own future, and to live a life that reflects your deepest values. If you're ready to take that step, to create your own purpose, to live without limits, and to build the personal power that comes from embracing your true self, now is the time to act. The journey to your true power begins with the simple choice to reject conformity and take ownership of your life. Don't wait for someone else to define your purpose. It's time to define it for yourself. The time to create your life, your meaning, and your power is now. Will you take the leap? The world is waiting for you to step into your personal strength. The choice is yours. Now that you've realized the trap of purpose, it's time to embrace the power that comes from stepping away from external expectations and choosing your own path. The journey you embark on isn't about finding purpose dictated by society. It's about creating purpose on your own terms. The moment you begin to reject conformity and trust in your ability to shape your life, you unlock a level of personal power that can never be taken away. The freedom to define your success, to live authentically, and to design a life that resonates with who you truly are is waiting for you. Are you ready to step into your personal power? To stop chasing someone else's purpose and start building your own? The time is now to take full ownership of your life, to create meaning, and to break free from the constraints of societal expectations. Take control today. Reject the trap of conformity. Step into your power and start creating the life you've always wanted. Join me on this journey of self-creation, where we redefine purpose, build resilience, and embrace authenticity. The world is waiting for you to rise. Will you answer the call? The first step is yours to take.